turn this into something positive and maybe it'll spread.
He's the most positive person on his job.
Now you're cured.
I feel good.
Good morning and welcome to Positively Milwaukee, restoring a part of our country's past and sharing it with Southeast Wisconsin. That's what a local executive is doing as he discovers a way to hit the right notes, and he doesn't even play an instrument. In Franklin, Wisconsin, a giant piece of American history is reclaimed.
It's a happy feeling.
And this overture emerges in an unexpected place, a warehouse. This colossal composition lives inside the Karma Laboratories warehouse. The company makes the lip balm Carmex.
This is the largest theater organ in the world.
It's been under construction for 13 years.
We have just great acoustics. You're looking at a warehouse here that's roughly 40,000 square feet. And that was the inspiration for building the organ.
Carmex President Paul Welbing commissioned the creation of this immense instrument.
The gateway drug for me was back in the 1960s. My dad bought me a copy of Switched On Bach.
Welbing is not a musician. He's just a music lover.
I was an art teacher. My background is art. I have an MFA in art, specifically in metalsmithing, but I taught high school art, painting, drawing, sculpture, etc. I also love mechanical stuff. I love old-fashioned mechanics. So this is the perfect thing.
And after more than a dozen years and 6,000 pipes, this mammoth makeover is almost complete.
90% of it comes from organs that have been dismantled over the past decades. We have parts from probably 50 different instruments here.
Parts are recycled from all over. The chimes are from a school in New Hampshire.
Wow! And then
I can hear that. It's magic. It really is, if you think about it. It's like magic.
It's moving. I mean, the hair on my arms, not on my head, stands on end.
Welbing is pulling out all the stops to save this art form.
When people look at this large wooden box with the keys, they think organ. This actually is the console. The organ is the 6,000 pipes you see around here. And this is what allows the artist to access those. So you have a blower that's putting out air, you have the pipes sitting on chests, and then you have the keys which activate it.
That's the neat thing about an organ. You can make any sound. Only a handful of American theater pipe organs have survived extinction. These pipes and pedals give musicians unlimited range.
So we can do classical music, popular music, you name it, this instrument can do it.
These organs were a mainstay in theaters in the early 1900s.
These were specifically built for accompanying silent movies.
And restoring musical magic means millions of dollars. There's even a Steinway piano by the organ that can become a player piano. How much would you say it is costing you to maintain this theater organ?
Just enough to keep it going.
It may be a giant investment, but it's not a moneymaker.
You'll spend a couple $1 million to build a major instrument. That said, if I decide to dismantle this and get rid of it, I'd probably get $10,000 for it.
But this American antique is invaluable. The repertoire of sound is a rhapsody of joy to organist Zach Frame.
To have an instrument that has these kind of capabilities with this kind of a tonal palette, there's only maybe 5 or 6 instruments that even come close to this in the world. And so to have one literally, in my backyard almost I feel very lucky personally, but it's not something you're going to see many other places.
You're your own symphony orchestra.
Absolutely. That's the whole idea.
The public can even attend free concerts here.
This isn't something I did just for myself. I mean, yeah, it is fun. I come play in the evening, but it's sort of doing that yourself, it's meaningless. So we have concerts 3 or 4 times a year.
The American Theater Pipe Organ, a throwback to yesterday. And Paul Welbing gives us a resplendent refrain to remember our past.
This is really a gift to the future.
It's a real labor of love to build this thing. We're nearing completion after 13 years.
Sounds fantastic. By the way, one of those free concerts is coming up this afternoon at 2 p.m. at Karma Labs at 9750 South Franklin Drive in Franklin. Now, they're free, but seating is limited, so if you go, you might want to bring a lawn chair so you don't have to stand the entire time. Well, coming up after the break, beer and home buying. You may not think they go together, but a Milwaukee business owner calls it a powerful combo. Plus, meet these two lovely ladies. Tour their gas station, hear how they're carrying on an important statewide legacy. Welcome back to Positively Milwaukee. She was the only black female gas station owner in the state of Wisconsin, and now she's passing on the torch to another black woman. Elaine Rojas Castillo tells us how both ladies are learning from each other.
This gas station at the corner of 8th and Atkinson serves a lot of people every day.
I'm gonna say somewhere, I don't know, 300.
Yeah. Business has been really good.
Diane Stowers bought this gas station with her husband 31 years ago. When Jimmy died in 2004, she started running it on her own. And through the years, all those customers became a little community.
You got somebody at the window and don't have enough money, or somebody from the back of the line will pay for their stuff, so a lot of that goes on.
Dale Grayson has worked for Diane for 15 years. He says she's the reason that community developed.
She's like a mother. She's wonderful. We deal with people of all walks of life, and she comes in contact with them, and some have problems, and she helps them out.
Diane has loved running the business, but she's also ready for some rest. That's where Kai Trimble-Leah comes in.
I have a partner. I have somebody that I can haul up and support, so I have help.
I'm proud to be a part of this. It's definitely a big deal to me, and I wanted to do all I can to just make this as great as possible.
Kai took over from Diane in October, but Diane has stayed on to help.
She has taken my hand and has, walked me with these baby steps into where we are now. And I tell her all the time, well, you can't go anywhere, you still gotta hang around.
Customers call Kai Little Miss Diane because she takes the same time getting to know the customers.
Here, how you doing? You doing good? Good, I'm doing good, good.
And she's working hard to improve on the success Diane has created, including adding this new coffee bar and starting up the Quick Bites Kitchen.
We opened it up and made it sort of bigger and brighter for everyone, and hopefully, like I said, the goal is just to have everything that everybody wants, so this is like a one-stop shop.
I believe she will take it to the next level. Where Miss Diane left off, I believe Mrs. Kai is going to take it to another level, a real good level.
Kai is proud to take over for Diane as the lone black woman gas station owner in Wisconsin, but she's also grateful.
She lifted me, and then my goal is to take someone else and lift them. But I really want to give others the opportunity, if they want to be in the field, to own gas stations.
You can limit yourself and thinking that you can't, but you can do whatever you're willing to work hard at, put your mind to, and just do it.
I love that. Diane and Kai really make quite the team. We've seen all the love they've shown for each other, and I'm sure they're going to spread that out to the community as well. Good City Brewing has become a staple of Milwaukee's beer scene. The owner says owning a home convinced him he could start the business. Andrea Albers talked to David Dupuy about helping others buy their first houses.
He and his wife challenged me and my wife to stay in Milwaukee, and we ended up buying a home and staying here. So, we put down roots, and I think that, homeownership is that first step towards really staying in a place and investing in it.
That small decision to buy a home became the catalyst for a string of big investments as Good City Brewing was born and branched from the east side to the Deer District and then Wauwatosa.
Milwaukee is bigger than the east side. It's bigger than downtown. We want to see the entire city flourish.
The brewery believes accomplishing that means eliminating the barriers to home ownership in Milwaukee.
Our new initiative, 1% for our home, is the latest manifestation of what it means for us to seek the good.
And in Brew City, the opportunity is overflowing. The company has committed to donating 1% of its annual revenue in support of affordable housing, funneled to 3 local nonprofits.
We really see homeownership as a means to really build financial stability, not just in the short term, but over time. And, to do that, it takes so much help.
And even in a challenging housing market, aided by community support, families are closing on homes in Milwaukee.
So our best year ever was 2019, and we had 185 families close on homes with us that year. In 2021, we saw 305 families. So huge increase. I think the pandemic has really positioned people to think, if I'm going to be spending this time at home, I need a safe, secure place that I can call my own.
Also on tap, a pilot program with Axe Housing to provide home buyer counseling for employees of Good City and seed money for down payment assistance.
What an incredible way to invest in your employees.
Dupuis says it's a small way to say thank you to staff and to beer lovers in Milwaukee for allowing them to stay in business through the pandemic.
There were times where you wonder, are we going to make it? Once you come out on the other side of it, it's really humbling because you realize what's carried you through is really your staff and your customers.
And Dupuis and the Good City Brewing team are very hands-on about this project. Dupuis is inviting all of his staff and customers to volunteer at Habitat for Humanity Build sites this summer. Great idea. Well, the Hartford Orioles gymnastic team has seen a lot of success in spite of their coach suffering a life-changing accident. But that's not stopping her from being the best coach she can be. Lance Allen has that story.
Okay, Cecile, you're shooting back.
Yeah.
So,
I arched my back.
Mary Shear has coached gymnastics for 40 years.
Don't let your feet go behind you either. Try to keep those feet in front.
An accomplishment after crushing her spine in a car accident at age 24.
I don't want people to view me as some helpless person in a wheelchair. I want them to see me the way I see myself.
Now, after 34 years at Hartford, she has one simple message for her Orioles.
Pick up your chest at the end. Right, there are things I can't do. I can't spot a lot of things, but then I have other coaches that help out that can do that, but I still can be the best coach that I can be. Even though I'm never going to be the best coach, I want to strive to be the best coach that I can be.
Mary is the aunt of Adam Shear, former WWE champion.
I don't know, I'm going to say this wrong and get hollered at if I say it wrong, but the title, when he won his title, I think it was the Universal Champion, whatever, championship belt, and I'm not supposed to call it I think I'm supposed to call it a title. I don't remember.
And while the terminology might be debatable, the fact is that her nephew thinks she's a champion at life. That's indisputable.
I got a package when I opened it up, and it's a title replica, whatever. And here he had on there, congratulations on your 2020 state championship. And it meant a lot. And, later he told me, when he won his title, he could get 3 replica belts. And he got one for his mom, and one for, I believe it was the guy that had got him into the bodybuilding, the gym that he worked out at, and then one for me.
Wow, 40 years of coaching, such an impressive display of dedication. It is great to see adults help lead young people to success. So thank you so much, Coach Mary, for being such an inspiration. Coming up after the break, we're going to give you a behind-the-scenes look at one of Wisconsin's favorite spring traditions. But first, we have to meet our Positively Milwaukee Pet of the Week.
Hi, I'm Johanna Szymanski with HAWS, the Humane Animal Welfare Society of Waukesha, and today I am joined by my Positively Milwaukee friend, Luke. We think Luke is about a 1 to 2 year old mixed breed dog, and he is just wonderful. Luke was part of our foster care program. He lived with a family with 2 older kids and 2 other dogs, so we know that he gets along with older kids and dogs. He also learned skills. He does know sit despite him climbing. Good. And he knows how to give us his paw. Yes. He is just a wonder. Oh, he knows down. He's so smart. And he's very energetic. So we know all these things because of our foster program here at Hawes. So a family kept Luke for about 3 weeks until they had to have some work done in their home where he would have been disrupted and upset. So they gave us a lot of useful information about him, and if you are interested in fostering a dog or another animal, or if you're interested in adopting a beautiful animal like Luke, go to the website at hawespets.org or give us a call at 262-542-8851 to find out who we have here that's Positively Milwaukee.
Welcome back to Positively Milwaukee. This is the season for Lent, and that means weeks of fasting for many people. But before Lent, Wisconsinites take in the time-honored tradition of Punchki Day. Sarah McGrew shows us the work it takes to make our favorite Fat Tuesday treat.
It's very similar to like a filled donut, like you would see any other time of year, like a jelly-filled donut. However, the punchki is made with a little bit more butter. It's a little bit more richer, and it's a little bit more full in flavor.
The sticky sweet aroma of a favorite Wisconsin tradition fills every corner of Aggie's the night before Fat Tuesday.
I need 2 lemon. Grab me 1 lemon.
Every year during Fat Tuesday, we are in a frenzy trying to get everything together.
It's a traditional treat on the day before 40 days of fasting and sacrifice, known to many Christians as Lent. The Aggies team has made about 10,000 punchki in the last 2 days.
I don't know where to put all these boxes.
They have 500 pre-orders for Tuesday, some people ordering 20 or 30 dozen. But don't worry if you forgot to order ahead.
We make sure that we have plenty of inventory on the shelves, so people that didn't get an opportunity to pre-order have an opportunity to come in and get some fresh, delicious punchkis.
And although the prep can be hectic,
apple with cinnamon, custard with white sugar.
The relationships made are worth the sticky fingers.
It means so much to us. It means so much that our staff cares about it as much as we do. They've been here over the years and they continue to get better every single year. So it's really been fantastic. It's a tradition we'd love to take part in.
And Aggie's Bakery wasn't the only one in our area turning out punchkis. Bakeries all over had thousands of pre-orders. Very popular here. Well, you might see something a little unexpected as you pick up your daily coffee in some Milwaukee shops. Narcan, the life-saving overdose drug. James Groh shows us how one woman is on a mission to make Narcan more accessible.
This is what we call a kit. Each kit has 2 doses.
Chelsea England from Milwaukee wants to get these life-saving devices into as many people's pockets as possible. That's why she created NKE Overdose Prevention. This type of Narcan is a nasal spray you put in someone's nose.
The more lives we can save, and I don't think that using drugs should be a death sentence.
She knows the dangers of drugs. Chelsea struggled with opioid addiction in her teenage years. She has since recovered, but recently she saw someone die from an overdose right in front of her. That's what inspired her.
And just knowing people that have passed away, seeing someone pass away at the hospital I worked at, I felt really lucky to have stopped using drugs.
So she hosts free training seminars for businesses and families and gives out free Narcan. The owner of the cafe, Dan Zwart, believes in this just as much as her. He also struggled with addiction, and so did his brothers.
Both my brothers overdosed and died. I don't want to go into that.
With Narcan, maybe those lives and the 604 people who died from overdoses in Milwaukee County in 2021 could have been saved. All it takes is carrying this small device in your pocket.
While so many people are turning their own experiences into positive forces for good, cheers to Chelsea for helping to make Milwaukee safer and healthier for everybody. Well, it's Women's History Month, and it's a time to celebrate all of the wonderful women who have supported and shaped us over the years. To honor those lovely ladies, we decided to ask you a question. Who is your favorite woman in history?
Earhart. She's flying a plane.
My mom, exactly. Just taking care of me throughout all my life and everything. Teaching me everything.
Grandma Faber.
OG, sweetheart, can't beat her.
Is that your grandma?
Yeah.
At least for me, like Frida Kahlo, I think she was way before her time.
There's a designer, Sandy Hillel, that I really look up to. I know she helps a lot with like building buildings for refugees.
I was just reading there's a woman that was so instrumental in space at the beginning, but I cannot think of her name.
But I like female singers such as Pat Benatar,
Maya Angelou, because she was a pioneer, and Oprah Winfrey, Ellen DeGeneres, because they give back, you know. It is a lot of them that changed America and changed the way that everybody thinks.
That's right. Now, if you would like to share your favorite historical woman, or you have an idea for a question we should ask you next week, just go to our Positively Milwaukee Facebook group. We'd love to hear from you. Now, we all know Milwaukee is one of the best cities in the country, but it's always nice to have outside confirmation. And that is one of our first reasons to smile this morning. Milwaukee is the 14th most generous city in Milwaukee. Now, that's compared to 130 of the largest cities across the country. This survey was based on things like charitable giving, volunteering, and even the number of people who converted their free little libraries into food sharing boxes for the hungry. Milwaukee is actually ranked second for the number of people who do favors for neighbors. Now that just lets us know this is a great place to live. I'm going to be back. I'll have my quote of the week. Welcome back to Positively Milwaukee. Don't count the days, make the days count. Our quote of the week comes from Muhammad Ali. Now, you probably know him as one of the greatest boxers of all time, but did you know that Ali was a successful spoken word artist? He released 2 albums and both received Grammy Awards. Now, that happened after his boxing career, and he turned to philanthropy, of course. He donated millions to feed and educate the poor. He also funded the education of young African Americans and marched to support Native American rights. Ali got involved in politics despite his incredible skill at boxing. Muhammad Ali knew that life had so much more to offer, and he took advantage of it. And I hope you can do the same. And as always, remain positively Milwaukee. Have a great week.